Let's get into it. Our lead this hour from Foxborough as we continue our in-depth team coverage about practice football. 30 miles south of Boston, give or take, 21 miles north of Providence. The Island Life, an island game on Thursday night, preseason, exhibition, however you want to call it. Doesn't matter. I don't know if you watched this or not. I had it on. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. Was I obsessing over this? No, I was not. I was not obsessing over this, but I had it on in the background, and I was putting some things together for the show, and then I'd look up, and then I'd look down, and that's how I watched it. But we watched it more than you probably did, so you would not have to. The outcome of the game, irrelevant. The story is the individual storyline, the narrative. And it's all about new faces, some new faces or old faces in new places, other just new faces in new places. Like, for example, he's a rookie, quarterback Drake Maye. He ran for a touchdown. And if you want to be optimistic, he led the Patriots to 2 of the team's 3 scoring jobs, although the other one a field goal. And that was on Thursday night. The Patriots, of course, lost. They were good at that. The Eagles won by 1 point, 14-13. But the talking point for our purposes is about the number 3 overall pick of the draft, the North Carolina quarterback who hardly played. This was in one series in the preseason openers. They tried to hide him in week 1 against Carolina of the practice season, and then he came out and played here a decent amount in this game right here. And the general conversation, I think I'm on the pulse of the people here, picked up by social media is a lot of pats on the back, that a boy, good job by you, that kind of thing. So let us discuss. Drake Maye. Now, I want to say this is measured, but Drake Maye received more positive than negative critical acclaim for the Patriots here in this practice game number 2. So what is your initial review? So with all due respect, I'm going to go first, and you can chime in later. I've got the Butcher Shop, PetSmart, and George Washington. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make some poutine. That is a Canadian salad. It's my favorite salad. If I had known about it when I was a kid, I would have eaten a lot of salad, but yeah. All right, so the stat line shows that Drake Maye played the second and third quarters of this game. Jacoby Brissett started the game, and it was fascinating. Normally you don't watch a guy vomit all over themselves in the game, but he did. He looked like Hunter Green of the Reds. But Drake Maye is the talking point here. He played the second and third quarters. He only attempted 11 passes. He was 6 for 11, which isn't great, for 47 yards, which also isn't great. The bar was pretty low. The adjective that has been tossed about here regarding Drake Maye was one word, the A word. Not that one, the other A word, athleticism. So with that, and many pumping up, oh man, the Patriots haven't had an athletic quarterback like this, forever and ever and ever, going on and on and on, dismissing everyone who's played quarterback for the Patriots, which is mostly Tom Brady, who's not athletic. But we take that commentary with a grain of salt. In the immortal words of a very brief Fox Sports Radio alumnus, Dennis Green, now if you want to crown him, then crown their ass. But he is who we thought he was. And I watched this, and I was like, okay, he completed a few passes. They were short passes. He ran for a touchdown. Drake Maye. He's a neophyte. In the Butcher Shop lingo, this guy is a skirt steak, not undercooked, raw, right? Of course, he's athletic. Spoiler alert, he was drafted number 3 overall based on the measurables. He played at North Carolina. You draft basketball players at North Carolina. You don't draft football players at North Carolina. NFL teams, last I checked, are not Google, right? You don't take Poindexter at number 3. No. the way it works, I think we all know this, the biggest, strongest, and fastest, the most athletic players get picked at the top, and then it trickles down to everyone else. But New England, and I know I'm not going to win this battle, but New England really should just play Drake Maye all year. And I don't even think he's that good, but I know that Jacoby Brissett is an albatross, right? The jury has reached a verdict. Every man, woman, and child knows that if Jacoby Brissett is your starting quarterback, you are in a very bad place. A very bad place. All right, now, page 2. Next stop, we head to the New York tri-state area, where Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, his, quote, dog mentality, is said to be winning over teammates. Headlines, I was reading about this week, that Daniel Jones, who's on the hot seat with the Giants, but he's winning over his teammates and the coaching staff there. So how do you feel about that moniker that Daniel Jones has, that dog mentality? I want dogs. No cats. No kitty cats. I want dogs. So when I read this, I immediately thought, okay, so this must be butt crack sports. This must be the usual suspects, Sports Talk Barry, the Babylon Beast, something like that. Then I looked at it again. I said, well, no, this seems to be legit. So then I puked in my mouth. A dog mentality. That is counterintuitive is what that is. It's counterintuitive to say that. You talk about upselling. Danny Dimes should be a brand ambassador over at PetSmart. And we know he's not a bulldog. We know he's not a pit bull. Vanilla Vic is if he's a dog, he's a chihuahua covered in insects, covered in fleas. Go to PetSmart and get a flea bath and knock yourself out. All right, now, last word here. We head to Minnesota. The roster shuffle. You know things are not going well in your career when you're still available and you're looking for work and you're an NFL player, that you can't even be a waste of space in training camp. That's not a good sign. I bring this up because they had a face-to-face powwow earlier this week. Who is they? That would be a defensive back of some name value. We know who this guy is. We are told the Vikings, they want veteran Stephon Gilmore. They would like to have him on the team. However, it's up to him to say yes. They've made the offer. They've proposed. They would like to have a short-term fling, a relationship here with a prenup, and it's up to him to say yes. And so how much does he have left? How much does Stephon Gilmore have left? So here's how I would describe this. And I don't think this is the wrong way to describe it, because it's my example. The clock is ticking. So let's look at this like iPhones. Stephon Gilmore is an iPhone 5 in an iPhone 15 Pro world. He started playing pro ball in 2012. So he's old tech. He turns 34 early in the NFL season. As we always put the qualifier, 34 is not old in the real world, but in sports it's old. It's old. He's played 12 years, 165 games. The wear and tear has gone there. It's one of these things where you turn to George Washington. You get the quarter out. You know that test you're supposed to. You take the quarter or a penny. I do the TV show. I have done the TV show with the penny. We'll see if that comes back. But you get out a quarter, and you put it in the tire, and then if you see the top of George Washington's head there, it's time to go to TireRack.com. Right, buy some new tires. It's fair to say that it's probably time for some new tires. It is, but desperate times call for desperate measures, as the line goes, and the Minnesota Vikings clearly have a supply chain shortage of defensive help in the secondary, so they would like to have Mr. Gilmore come to town, and he can have all the juicy Lucy's he wants and knock himself out.